I want to talk about PACs, and before I do, I just want to mention that the Infinite Actuary, if you go there, if you have that resource, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend their visuals and their examples that they do. It's expressed very clearly. Or you can look this up on Investopedia, and they have quite a bit on PACs as well, and talking about the support bonds. And I just wanted to go over an example of what might be asked quantitatively. Pretty intense calculation, really, as far as a PAC goes. I doubt it's going to be asked on the exam. PACs are now kind of fading out, I imagine, as mortgages and are less and less ideal of an investment, I suppose, compared to right before the recession, I suppose. But anyways, if we're given a balance at month 24 of a mortgage, and let's say that they owe $250,500 left, and we expect, and next month, or they're obligated to pay $500 down on the principal, but they actually pay down an extra $2,000, so that leaves the mortgage balance being at $248,000. We're also given here in this example that the PAC band is between 100 to 200% of the PSA schedule. And then the question is, how much is paid to the PAC and how much is paid to the support bond? Now a little bit about PACs. A PAC gets the amount of the principal that's obligated to be paid by the mortgage payer or the mortgage lender, and they also get up to the amount on the bottom percentage of the collar. So in this case, it'd be the 100% of the PSA amount. And then the support bond protects the PAC owner between 100 and 200%. So that's what they would receive. And then anything above the 200% or below the 100%, it kind of breaks the PAC, and you have some extension risk, or some of the durations would shorten up. But that's the purpose of a PAC. It's supposed to do some little buffer of protection. Anyways, I just want to go over this example. We know that here this prepayment totals to be $2,500. So $2,500 needs to be split, and one tranche is given to the PAC and one is given to the support bond. Well, you look at month 25, and the expected amount of prepayment there then is 5%, and we just need to remember that. So that's the 100% PSA schedule. That's how much the PAC will receive if we fall within the 100 to 200% collar. So we're just going to check that real quick. I have another video that explains more about single monthly mortality, how to calculate it. I highly recommend it. But if we calculate that, in this case, it's the scheduled balance minus the actual, and then divided by the schedule, so that's 0.8%. And then I convert that to be yearly with the CPR rate, so that's 9.19%. If the 100% PSA level is 5%, then we do fall within the collar. So we have right here the ratio, the 9.19% divided by this 5% right here, so we're good. So now we know that 100% of the PSA goes to the PAC, and then the remaining 83% of the prepayment, that goes to the supporting bond. So we need to calculate this PSA, and we calculate it based on this 5%. We need to put this back to the monthly mortality rate. So I'm using the 5% and converting it to the monthly, which is 0.43%. So how much for prepayment at 100% PSA? I just times this 0.43% times the 250,000, because it's kind of like multiplying this denominator to get the scheduled balance minus the actual balance, which is how much is prepaid. So that gets us $1,066, and then you just add the $500 here, which is obligated to be paid on the prepayment. So we have towards the PAC $1,566, and then towards the support bond is just the difference between the $2,500, the total amount that needs to be distributed, and the PAC.